Now that you have understood the initial context, let us understand the environment in which you operate. The 64 squares that you see on your screen represent a market. An example of a market can be a country like India, China, USA. You and your competitors compete in this market for the products that you're producing. And the market currently has about 8 different territories. Territories are nothing but geographically segmented markets which has its own unique characteristics. The way to understand various territories is if India is a market, then the territories would be various cities such as Chennai, Mumbai, Hyderabad. While if the market is US, then the territories could be various states such as California, Houston, Texas. Territories have certain set of unique characteristics and customers where the demand of the products and their expectations are different. To understand more about the territory, you would be in a position to actually click on the pin on the board, and to have a much more detailed overview, you could click at Market Intelligence or Intel as a short form. The Market Intelligence gives you the information about the demand for various products across the territories, across various market segments. So you would be in a position to toggle the products and toggle the segment to understand the demand of your products. You also will be in a position to understand the overall market share by other competitors in each of the territories, and to understand the number of sales force that you require to sell about 1,000 units of products. You would need to click on the sales force tab and toggle the segment tab to understand the number of people that you would need to recruit in your sales team to sell products. Customer expectations gives you an average view of the price that the customers are expecting for your products across various customer segments, and the quality and the awareness score. As a team, it would be a strategy or wish to be present in all the territories. But as a budding organization, you would be in a position to take control only of a few territories. Having understood the market and the environment in which you operate, you would now need to know more about yourself, your team, and your competitors. The avatar with the yellow base represents you. On your screen right now, you would be in a position to actually see 6 avatars having an yellow base. That is because I've currently donned all 6 roles for this demo purpose. But in each of your games, you are most likely to assume only one role, and hence would only be in a position to control only one avatar. Every avatar has a power which is equivalent to the game of chess. This is so because this represents the power, the unique power that different roles don in an organization. In STRATUP, the powers that you have are similar to the ones in the game of chess. For example, the finance would have the power of a horse, HR that of the queen, marketing that of bishop, ops that of an elephant, strategy and IT donning the role of the king. This is designed this way to represent the various powers or roles in an organization. You would be in a position to move in the game in line with the powers that you possess, and so will your competitors. In order to make a move, you would need to click on the base of the avatar, and the movement path would be highlighted. Click on the destination cell in order to move your avatar to that particular destination. In order to know the role that you and your competitors don, you would be in a position to click on preference and click on the avatar to know more about who is playing which role in your game. The primary winning criteria of the game is to have a balanced growth in managing various parameters such as revenue, profit after tax, book value of share, and employee development index. In order to achieve revenue and make profits, you as an individual role will have to make various decisions. For example, as the head of HR, you would be in a position to recruit people. Operations department needs to produce more products. Marketing would need to sell products in various territories. The finance department would need to manage capital and be in a position to raise capital. The IT department would be in a position to implement various IT programs to support the business, and strategy would be in a position to expand to international markets. Based on the strategic plan that you and your team come up with, you would be in a position to actually chat or send in emails amongst each other in order to communicate your decision. While if you're sitting with While you're sitting close to each other, you could just tap on your friend to actually discuss with them. Each individual decisions, as you see in this game, are completely interconnected. For example, if the operations would have to produce more products, they would need to recruit, they would need the help of the HR to recruit more people in order to function. Similarly, the marketing department will also need sales force in order to actually sell their products in various territories, which means to say that if the HR person does not recruit on time, the head of operations and the head of marketing would not be in a position to sufficiently meet their goals and objectives. Not only that, the finance team plays a pivotal role in accommodating and allocating various budgets to various departments. The other key decision that the team needs to make is to grow the organization in various markets and in various segments. The team currently, as you know, is operating in only one territory. The territory that you're currently operating is highlighted by the pink color that you see on your screen. If the team decides to expand its business, it needs to acquire territories in order to capture new markets. The Japanese call it gemba, visit to the place where the work gets done. So in order to acquire new territories and markets, the team needs to physically visit the territory. This is done by moving the avatar to that particular cell. For example, if you would need to acquire territory 2, you would need the help of the marketing head and the strategy head to visit the cell marked territory 2. For example, you would be in a position to actually move the marketing department and to territory 2 in order to capture the territory. Let's quickly take a look at how we capture the territory to understand a little bit more. Like in the game of chess, once you have moved, your competitor would also make a move. So every move is about 3 minutes, and you would need to take cognizance of the time by looking at the top left-hand corner in your gaming console. The OPP turn represents the opponent turn, and my turn represents the turn of your department. Let me quickly show you how you could acquire a territory by moving the two roles into the designated cell of T2 by moving the marketing and the strategy role. Yes. Now that you have moved both the roles into the designated cell, you have currently acquired that particular territory. While moving to the territory, the competitor is also vying for the same territory and can outsmart you. Acquiring the territory first provides a first mover advantage to the team. They have a higher access to the overall demand in that particular territory. However, territories are not exclusive. Even the competitors can acquire them. In the process of acquiring the territory, you or your competitors can be cut. For example, you would be in a position to cut or outsmart your competitor, like in the game of chess, by moving your avatar to the position of that of your competitor to cut the avatar out. This phenomenon of cutting can only happen twice in a quarter. The person who is cut would need to stay outside the board for a minimum of 2 moves until he is recalled. And more importantly, while the person is outside the board, they would not be in a position to make their decision. Any team member would be in a position to recall the avatar by clicking on the leg of the avatar who is cut and who is standing outside the board. The 64 squares that you see on your screen and the moves have a very important symbolic meaning. The 64 squares represents or simulates the space in terms of the market that you operate in, and the movement signifies time. Take a look at the time dial on the top left-hand corner. Every move is about 3 minutes, and a quarter in a financial year comprises of about 18 moves. The display on top provides you information on the year in which that you're currently operating in, the current move count, and the person who moved last. The EDI score on the top right-hand corner represents the overall employee development index of your organization, and if the color is in red, you would need to worry, and if it's in green, don't worry, your employees are happy and you're doing good. Click on the decisions to make the decisions based on the strategic goals that you have. This is a very important concept to note. The movement on the chessboard and the decisions are not completely connected. You can take decision irrespective of your turn or move. The move, as mentioned earlier, relates to time, and all decisions which are temporal in nature gets impacted. For example, if you are the head of HR department and you would need to recruit people in your organization, by looking at the onboarding time, you would know that it would take so many amount of moves on the board for employees to get onboarded. For example, if you want to recruit the general manager, it takes about 18 moves for them to get onboarded. Similarly, an entry-level employee takes only about 6 moves. Similarly, if you look at the decisions of the operations department, every decision is temporal in nature. For example, if you would want to order raw materials from a supplier, you would note that each of the suppliers would be in a position to supply these raw materials at various instances of time. So the movement on the board represents time, and it has an impact on the decisions that you're taking. Having said that, you would be in a position to take decisions at any given point in time in the game. Click on the Budgets tab to view details of the budgets left and the remaining budgets that you have. At the end of every quarter, you have a review time to check your reports and financial statements. Even though the game has a resemblance to the game of chess, cutting your opponent and merely acquiring territories will not yield the desired results. Please view the tutorials on individual decisions to know more about them. Hope you have great fun and an immersive and impactful learning experience. Remember, learning happens when the learner teaches himself. Have fun.